So today, we're going to dig into the surprisingly dark origin of one of the most common financial terms you'll ever come across. It's a word that, when you break it down, means something, well, a whole lot scarier than you'd think.
I mean, just think about that for a second. A pledge that's only over when you die. It sounds like something out of a medieval story, right? But what if I told you that millions of people, right now, are willingly signing up for a death pledge every single year?
Yup, you probably guessed it. We're talking about a mortgage. And its original meaning? It is way more intense than you might realize. So let's unpack this thing. The word mortgage itself actually comes to us from two old French words. You've got mort, which means death, and gage, which means pledge. You put those two together, and what do you get? A death pledge.
Okay, don't panic. It's not as grim as it sounds. It's not about your death. The death part just means the pledge itself dies or comes to an end. This happens when one of two things occurs. Either the loan is finally paid off, or if you can't pay, the property gets taken. Either way, we're talking about a really long-term promise.
So, when you decide to take on this so-called death pledge, you immediately come to a fork in the road. And you have to make a choice, a really important one, that's going to shape the entire life of your loan. This is what I like to call a tale of two rates. And that's the fundamental question you have to ask yourself, isn't it? Do you want to walk a path where you know exactly what every single step is going to look like, from start to finish? Or are you okay with a path where the ground could shift under your feet at any time? This whole big choice really just boils down to one thing: your interest rate. That's the fee you pay the lender for borrowing all that money. And you're basically going to run into two main flavors here: fixed and adjustable. And to really get it, we're going to use a super simple analogy. To make this all stick, let's think about it this way: bananas versus the elevator. I know, it sounds a little silly, but trust me, after this, you are not going to forget the difference.
So let's look at the main difference here. The fixed rate, that's our banana, is totally set in stone. The payment you make on day one is the exact same payment you'll be making 10 years from now. It's predictable, it's stable. Then you have the adjustable rate, our elevator. That thing can change, which means your payment can go up or it can go down. There's potential risk for sure, but also potential reward.
Let's start with the banana. You know how a monkey just loves bananas? That love is constant. It doesn't change from day to day, right? Well, a fixed interest rate is exactly like that. It gets locked in at the beginning, and it stays the same for the entire life of the loan. So if you choose the banana path, you're choosing pure stability. You know precisely what your payment is going to be every single month for, 15 or 30 years. No surprises, period. Okay, now for the elevator. Just picture a little monkey inside an elevator. One minute, he's chilling on the ground floor. The next, he's shooting up to the penthouse. And then, whoops, maybe he's headed right back down to the lobby. An adjustable interest rate is pretty much that elevator ride. See, the elevator path is tied to what's happening in the wider economy. If market interest rates go up, your payment goes up with them. But if they fall, hey, your payment could fall too. It's a path that is, by its very nature, unpredictable. So why does understanding all this whole pledge, this choice between bananas and elevators, why does it actually matter? Well, it matters a lot because it's directly connected to your financial future and, honestly, your peace of mind. All right, so let's just do a quick recap. A mortgage is basically a death pledge, a very long-term promise to pay back a debt. You've got two main paths to choose from: the fixed rate, which is our stable banana that never changes, and the adjustable rate, our unpredictable elevator that can go up or down. Just getting your head around this choice is the absolute most important first step in a huge financial decision. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. Now that you know the difference between the predictable banana and the wild ride of the elevator, which path makes the most sense for navigating your own financial jungle?